Welcome everyone. This is Roger Salam, founder and chairman of the Winner Circle. On behalf of Fund and Grow and Ari Page, welcome to tonight's webinar and fastest way to grow your business without spending any money. And I'm going to share with you, I hope you hear the excitement in my voice. It's because this one principle has helped me grow my business. Anything good and great, it's a pretty big statement, is because of this one principle that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, and then sub things from it. So here are my 3 goals tonight. My number 1 goal is to add value for your time. I know that you can invest money, but when you've invested your time, I cannot give it back to you. So I never take it for granted. And number 2, I want to share with you about a Winner Circle 9th annual special event that's coming up, and also how you're going to save thousands of dollars. So if you're here listening to me, those of you who stay till the end, I have a very, very special gift and announcement for you. So, and my 3rd goal is to have fun. I made a decision a long time ago that if it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. Fortunately, my Mondays are better than most people's Christmas. So with that, I hope you saw that I was randomly having fun with people. With that, I'm going to move on to my presentation. I just have one request. To get the most out of my presentation, I have one request, is that turn that little voice inside of you that says, I know. Because I know is the killer of learning. I know is the killer of learning. And the moment you say to yourself, I know, the learning shuts down. And what happens is, by the way, it has happened to you, it has happened to me. You listen to a tape the 2nd or 3rd or 4th time, and you find something completely new. You read a book the 2nd time or 3rd time or the 10th time, and you find something that you've never thought that it was in the book. Why is that? In personal development, there's a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Perhaps the first 9 times you are not ready for that particular message, you just glanced over it. And same thing has happened to me in discovering what I'm about to share with you. Because I have read that book before, known about that book before, multiple times, and then still did not get it until now. I mean, recently, I would say, when I started practicing this principle. So I'm going to be talking about the greatest success principle to build your business, build your life, build everything. And I'm a student of success. Those of you who don't know my background, I used to be the #1 speaker and trainer for Tony Robbins for many, many years, most of the 90s. I used to be on the road 48 weeks out of the year traveling. And when I first saw him, I was incredible up until that moment, and he was the most charismatic and profound speaker that I have met. And I said to myself, whatever he's teaching, all the things that he's, at the end of my 3 days with him, I said, I want to master what he's teaching. I don't want to dabble in it. And I said, what better way to master than to go work for him? He'll make sure I live it. Otherwise, he's going to fire me. So I said, great. The thought never crossed my mind that, hey, I'm going there to make money. Because I was there with a purity of purpose to learn, grow, and help people, I was the catalyst. I also became the #1 earner by a long shot than the 2nd person and the 3rd. So much higher than the average. So, but I don't say it to brag, but I'm saying it because that if you get your purpose right, success will come. And Robbins Research International, Tony Robbins, his company was built on the principle of studying successful people. So he got me into the habit of studying successful people. So now, almost since then and even today, I study successful people and find out what is it about them that separates them from the rest. So I'm on search for the Holy Grail, search for the silver bullet. Well, is there such a thing? I haven't found one silver bullet, but I did find one principle. And it's not new. But what if knowing this one principle could unlock everything, unlock it all for you? What if unleashing this one idea could open the floodgate of success for you? What if this was the Holy Grail for success? Really? Would you be willing to apply this principle? Would you be willing to commit to mastery instead of being a dabbler? And I did. Once I found out that, by the way, I didn't. This man, Napoleon Hill, through his seminal work in Think and Grow Rich revealed to me that principle. And I'm saying I have read this before, but in 2006, when I read that book, it just dab smack right there. I'm going, holy smoke. This is the Holy Grail. This is the mother of all principles for achieving success. Because in 1908, Andrew Carnegie, when he was the richest man in the world, and in 1938, Napoleon Hill was commissioned to study the most successful people of that era and find out what is it about them that separates them from the rest. I mean, these are not ordinary people. It's like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, people of that caliber. And he studied them. He gave them access, and as a result was the book, Think and Grow Rich. But he's not the only one. The modern day people. Now, my friend Kevin Harrington from the Shark Tank, my mentor Anthony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, my friend John Assaraf, and of course my buddy Ari Page. They all have mastered this one principle. And what is it? Napoleon Hill called it mastermind. There it is. The principle of mastermind. Mastermind is when two or more people get together with a spirit of harmony and a common cause to reach their individual or a shared outcome. I mean, when two people get together, there's a third invisible mind that happens when there's a spirit of harmony and cooperation. And hence, that third mind is the mastermind. And not from me, let's hear it from the man himself, that when Napoleon Hill studied these people, he came up with 17 principles. And out of the 17, 3 are fundamental principles and 14 are supporting. That means these 3 fundamental principles were present in all of the people that he studied. It's a foundational principle. And the very first one is called definiteness of purpose, which is knowing what is it that you want. Because if you don't know what you want, nobody's going to help you. Nobody can help you to get you there. But the moment you know the definiteness of purpose, the principle that will help you to get there, to achieve it, guess what? Number 2 is the principle of mastermind. And I said, oh my God, if right in front of me, if this is the greatest principle for achieving whatever I want, why not commit to mastering the mastermind? And that's, since 2006, that's what I've been doing. And by the way, the third principle is known as applied faith. Not faith, but applied faith, meaning faith with action. And in the words of Napoleon Hill himself, how powerful is mastermind? He said, analyze the record of any man who has accumulated a great fortune and many of those who have accumulated modest fortunes, and you'll find that they have either consciously or unconsciously employed the mastermind principle. He goes on further to say that great power can be accumulated through no other principle. Great power can be accumulated through no other principle but through the principles of mastermind. Tonight, I have a very short period of time, so what I've done is I've written a book about it, but I just wanted to give you the best of the best so you understand and hopefully make a commitment to study. I'm going to give you the ABCs of mastermind. Right there is the ABC, the simplest thing about mastermind. What is a mastermind? The ABC is A's for access. You've heard that. That is not what you know. It's what? It's who you know. So mastermind gives you access to successful people. B, best practices. Mastermind allows you access to the best practices of others. And guys, there's not enough time to make all the mistakes yourself. Whatever it is that you want, find out who the best are in the mastermind group and model them. And C is for community of like-minded people. It's tough out there. We entrepreneurs need to stick together. And if you belong to a community where they understand you, life becomes a lot easier. And I have been interviewed, television, radio, podcast, And people have been asking me that, can you summarize mastermind in one word? I can't. Closest I have come to explaining what really mastermind is or what mastermind will do for you is 2 words. If you really want to know what mastermind is, I will give you 2 words. And those 2 words, ladies and gentlemen, is accelerated results. I don't care what is it that you want. Perhaps you can get it on your own without a mastermind. But ask yourself, whatever is it that you want, do you want to get it faster? Then the mastermind will get you there faster. Do you want it better? Do you want it stronger? Do you want it cheaper? All of those, the principle of mastermind will help you to get there faster, better, stronger, if that's what you want. And what I have done is formulated, distilled the core things about the mastermind. The 2 core beliefs of mastermind is, number 1, is who you associate with and listen to will determine your destiny. Let me repeat that. Who you associate with and listen to will determine your destiny. I haven't had never anyone disagree with me on that statement. If you really, really believe that, then why not live your life by design and hang around with successful people than by accident? You've heard the statement that your income will be the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. If you hang around with 5 broke people, guess what? You're going to become the 6th. And I believe that it's not only true for your income, I believe it's true for your health, your wealth, your happiness, your attitude, and just about everything else will be affected by who you associate with and listen to. Right now, look around, look at your life, and if you can be a millionaire. If you want to become a multi-millionaire, then you go to the next step. If you want to become a millionaire, don't hang around with broke people. If you want to become healthy, don't hang around with couch people. Sometimes it's not easy, especially if they're your loved ones. I know someone I was recently speaking, and she literally said, I had to move out of my place, meaning they moved from their city. And then when they became successful, went back, it's like, hey, now they're different. You do whatever you have to do. But remember, this is the principle of one of the core beliefs. And the second core belief of mastermind is none of us is as smart as all of us. None of us is as smart as all of us. With these 2 core beliefs, the universal law of wealth that's made all the difference is now the cornerstone of the winner's circle. It is the principle of mastermind. Mastermind is the cornerstone principle of winner's circle. What I did, what is TWC and what do we do? TWC is a short for the winner's circle. And in 2006, when I first, this hit me that I want to master the concept of mastermind, I wanted to join a mastermind. And I was looking around, and I didn't find what I was looking for. So I did the next best thing. I started my own with a friend of mine, and he came to me and said, okay, we'll start the winner's circle. And he knew my background with Tony Robbins. He said, hey, why don't we start that? And we started the winner's circle. I was doing real estate investment seminars, and so what I did is invited all my real estate gurus. So Winner's Circle is an invitation-only, ROI-focused mastermind forum for successful entrepreneurs, and primarily authors, speakers, SME, subject matter experts, and thought leaders. These are the kind of people that hang around with the Winner's Circle. And we do 3 things at the Winner's Circle. What we do is we create ROI plan. Remember I said that I couldn't find a mastermind that what I was looking for. I didn't want to sit around with some ideas. What I want is a return on investment, because my time is valuable and I treat others' time as valuable. So for our time, I said there has to be a return on investment for that time. So we create an ROI plan. Then we enhance the position of the member in their industry. There's specific ways, and we build quality relationships. These are the really simplest thing. That's all we do. Create ROI plan, enhance your position, and you build quality relationship. And you want to know, I'll give you examples of the ROI plan. The fastest way to grow your business without any money. Literally, the fastest way to grow your business is what I'm doing right now. It's joint venture. The fastest way to grow your business is joint venture. Joint venture meaning simply find out who already has, say if you're starting out, that you are, whatever business you're in, who else has your ideal client? Who else has your ideal client? And all the real estate gurus that we have in my group, if somebody's focused on residential real estate, somebody's on commercial, somebody's on asset protection, somebody's doing renovations, rehab, somebody's doing hard money lending. So, but they're all real estate investors. So we started joint venturing with each other. Let me come and speak to your group, and you come and speak to my group when in the live seminars or in regular webinar, any way, shape, or form. We can do that. I was in Beverly Hills last month at a seminar with Jay Abraham. I saw him again, and I remember Jay at an interview. He's one of the greatest marketers alive, and gets $100,000 for his consulting. And he was asked that, hey, you know all of these marketing principles. What is the greatest marketing principle? Now, he called it something slightly different. He called it endorsement marketing, because if I lose everything and I'm in a Maroonian island, I just can come back and get everything back through that one principle called endorsement marketing. Endorsement marketing is another, in this joint venture is a form of endorsement marketing. It's because today, think about tonight is an example of that. And I just right before this, I did 3 webinars today, and all of the credibility of the person goes with you because they endorsed me on this thing. They are presenting me to their tribe. And the best joint ventures are those that are built on relationships. And the reason I'm here is because Ari and I have a relationship. And he's been a Winner's Circle member for now since 2010 or 12, I believe, has been to all the events. And I believe that the best joint ventures are those when each party feels they got the better end of the deal. The best JVs are those when each party feels they got the better end of the deal, and they're just giddy that I can't believe so-and-so is going to do a JV with me. And they're thinking, oh, I can't believe that they're going to let me market their product. And when they both feel like that, those are the best joint ventures, period. And joint venture is the primary ways how my members monetize. Another thing that we do is positioning, to enhance your positioning, enhance your perception in the industry that you're in. How to become an instant expert. Now, some of you that I was talking to, you may not consider yourself a guru or an expert, but I can convert you into an instant expert because I hang around with guru. I remember a television interview that they introduced me as the guru's guru. And not because I'm the guru's guru, it's because I organize the gurus. So when people want to reach a lot of gurus, instead of going to each one of them, they just come to me, and through me they reach all of them. And so none of these gurus, by the way, and they were all, no matter how big they were, at one time they were a beginner. And how did they become a guru? So what I have done is I've seen a pattern. And so what is a common element of all the gurus? How did someone become guru? I can start that guru process, and I'm going to share with you a quick 5-step formula. If you're not a guru, you came to me, I'll make you a guru instantly. First, becoming an author. You have to be an authority in your field. And easiest way to become an authority is by writing, being an author, because that's what authority is, author. And how do you become an author? Though that's the easy part. That's the easy part. So there are experts who do all of that. And tonight is not the time. But if you want to become an author, let me know. I can instantly make you an author. Literally, when I say, I'm not like figuratively saying that I can share with you how you can become an author. And then the next step is how to become a best-selling author, which is better than that, becoming an author. Second is create a following. When you become an author, now you have something that you to create a following with. And I don't care what business you're in, you'll soon realize that your greatest asset in your business is not the buildings and the computers and the desks. The greatest asset is your list of clients, your list of prospects, and your list of students, whatever customers. They are your greatest asset that you can actually sell. People will buy. And so start creating a list. In this day, your list, everyone, big or small, has a following right on your phone. Your phone is your list, but now you need to get more sophisticated. And how you become an expert? You interview other experts. And how do you interview other experts? Guess what? The other expert will give you questions to ask them. You just ask. End of story. And where will you find them? In the mastermind group. Because all the people in the mastermind group are some form of expert. So right there. Number 4, make yourself visible. These days with social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of these things, just all the content, that interview expert that you just did, you may be now nobody. And all the experts, no matter how well known they are, they want more exposure. And especially if you do the interview over the Skype or online, hey, they have an hour, half an hour, you do a short interview. Now you post that interview on YouTube, Facebook, and talk about it. And guess what? Because of your association with that expert, they think you are an expert. Otherwise, why would that expert talk to you? Experts hang around with experts, which is my 5th point, is hang around with other experts and thought leaders and take selfies. And this is the best selfie you can do, is that hang around with experts, having fun, sharing thoughts, and do a video interview right then and there. Nowadays, one of the best things you can do is Facebook Live. And instantly, you can create, people from all over the world will tune in because people are right there, right now. And so I'm going to give you simple, look at how simple it is, that I can take anyone and make them an expert. And you can do it yourself right now. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, quality of your life will become the quality of your relationships. That's it. Quality of your life will become the quality of your relationships. We live in a high-tech world, and what made all the difference for me is high touch. While all the entrepreneurs mostly focus on managing leads and funnels, what I do is I manage friendships and relationships. And the reason my copywriter came, and that he goes nowhere, he lives in a farm in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, and literally lives in the woods, goes nowhere, nomad, nobody knows him, he's like a legend, the myth, that he came because of my friendship. No amount of money would get him out. And yes, when he came, he said, I don't remember, but I enjoyed it. When the relationship becomes friendship, that's when you have the most highest capital. Relationship capital is the most powerful capital. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a case study tonight of building, results of building relationships. This is the Winner's Circle, 38,000 mastermind mansion. This is my biggest acquisition in my real estate career. It's a 38,000 square foot mansion. It's a 38,000 square foot mansion that I acquired in 2009, 10. And how did it come about? Let me share with you one thing, that anything good and great that has happened to my life since 2006 is not an indirect, but a direct result of my mastermind, the Winner's Circle. And I belong, by the way, to multiple other mastermind groups myself. So direct result of my mastermind groups is in 2008, this came about because one of my members had this house as a listing and was trying to sell it. And of course, as you know, 2008, not the best time to sell real estate. So he took me to the house to show me. And this is 38,000 square foot, the biggest house in my county, Hillsborough County, where I live. And there was a second biggest house in the same community. It's about 25,000 square foot. And that went on the market for 25 million. And this is 38,000 square foot. And I said to him, the owner, I said, listen, I don't want to even pretend that I can buy this house. I'm not even in the same league. This is 2008. I said, but I do hang around with successful people. Would you help me? I can certainly bring them and help you sell this house. His first question was, are you a broker? Are you an agent? How am I going to pay you? Do we need to? I said, hold on. If you want to pay me, you don't have to pay me money. How you can pay me is, please tell me, what the heck do you do in order to own a house like this? Think about it. Most people have never set foot in a 38,000 square foot home. Yeah. So I said to him, as I was bringing people to the house to show, they'll go on a tour of the house. I will go on tour of his office. I would sit there and literally ask him questions like, have you written a book? By the way, this is not his income. This is not his net worth. In one single year, that's 1 year, in 1 year he paid $110 million for income tax. That's what was personal income tax. Can you imagine what his income was that year to pay? And by the way, he knows every trick in the book how not to pay taxes. He's a Stanford undergrad. He's Harvard MBA. He's studied law, Vietnam vet, all wrapped around in one person, and he still had to pay $110 million. By the way, one day I asked him that, I said, Paul, what was your original tax liability? He just kind of murmured, $250 million. So he was extremely happy to pay $110 million down from $250 million. And so I would always ask him one question, what's going to be your legacy? Have you written a book? Will you come and speak to my group? He says, nope. He's a very private person. He's an M&A guy, mergers and acquisition. And he used to buy smallest company would look at his billion-dollar companies back in the 80s. And so one day I invited him to a party, the Winner Circle Mastermind party, because he wouldn't speak. Said, hey, come and join, have fun at the end of this my mastermind. And he really liked the guide. So I said, hey, can I bring them to show the house? By then, 6 months have gone by. I've brought people. I've taken in breakfast, lunch, dinner, and never asked him for anything but his story. Tell me about you. What did you do? How? And all kinds of things. And I had a separate journal just for him. And after my friends came, they were like, their jaws were on the floor when they hit the house. There's a 30-foot ceiling at the main entrance. It's chandelier, all in the whole 9 yards. When they left, he called me the next day, said, hey, you know what? That mastermind thing that you do, what if you could do it in this house? I said, wow, I told you I can't afford it. He goes, forget about that. What if I own or finance, I make it possible? I said, well, if you own or finance it, anything is possible. But I have two conditions. One, the business must be able to pay for the payment because I don't want it for my ego. Number two, you must mentor me. And he goes, I don't have the time. He's too busy. I said, no deal. I said, you must think that I want the house. I don't want the house. I want the knowledge that built the house. And another 6 months went by. Finally, he realized that he was waiting for the other shoes to drop. I've never asked him for a dime. I've never tried to sell him anything. The only thing I was always asking him is, what's going to be your legacy and how will you share your knowledge? And then finally, he did agree and wrote the agreement. And I used to do my real estate seminars, my mastermind events here. And he invested in the company and I took him to Bangladesh. That's where I'm originally from. And family, friends, mentor. I gave him all kinds of awards. So imagine If I tried to negotiate, go to the house, that, do you think I would even have a prayer? He would just spit me out. Impossible. But when they come to you, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. And I can tell you stories about him, and it'll make your hair grow. So let me tell you the number one principle for building quality relationships. And it is so simple that you may say, I know. So let me warn you. And it is simpler than simple, but for most of you, I'm reminding you that to know and not to do is not to know. So keep that in mind. The greatest principle is right here. Get into the relationship to give, not to get. The getting part is automatic. Everybody needs help. Billionaire, millionaire, the prince and the pauper, they all need, everybody needs help somewhere, somehow. And you just have to figure out how. And I can help you there also. And since I've given you the number one principle for building relationship, let me also give you the biggest mistake people make in building relationships. Here it is. Don't rush relationships. Each relationship is like a different tree. You cannot go in front of that tree and say that grow faster. Every tree has its own natural growth pattern. If you say, oh, no, I'm going to give it more sunlight, I'm going to give it more water, might kill it instead of growing it. So don't rush relationship. I've had members that for 5 years, we've never done anything. Then one day, something clicked and we do something. But all these 5 years, they've been watching. And so don't chase contacts, don't chase leads, don't chase joint ventures. Develop relationships. Develop relationships. It will pay big. It will pay big. And how many of these kind of people, mentors, do you need in your life? One is more than enough. So let me end today by sharing with you 3 ways that you can create lasting relationships. And if you want people to be grateful to you, help people, number 1, with money. Teach them how to make money. Do joint ventures with them and make money for them. Do things with them that anyway, if you refer them someone, business. If you help people make money, they will forever be grateful to you, no matter what. You will be too, I will be too, but number 2 is more powerful than money. If you help people with their health. There's an old saying that a healthy person has many wishes, but a sick person has only one. A sick person has only one. And the 3rd way to help people, I believe, is more powerful than 1 and 2 combined. If you want people to be indebted to you forever and ever, in generational, then help people with number 3, help them with their children. Ladies and gentlemen, I sometimes ask a question to my seminar attendees that how many of you have children? The majority of the people raise their hand. And I said, how many of you, keep your hands up if you'll take a bullet for your child? I have never seen to this day 1 hand go down. What they're telling me is their children is more important than their own life. So when you help people, don't help them. Help their children. I'm at a stage in life where I'm helping my friends' kids. I'm helping write college recommendation, job recommendation, helping them get a job. When you help people with these, they will be eternally grateful to you. I can tell you stories after stories, but these are the 3 categories of building relationships that will make people just forever be grateful to you. So with that, let me, I don't have the time today to go into this one, but I hope you'll see another day when we meet. I'll tell you how I build a relationship with Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. He's originally from Bangladesh, like me, and what an incredible man. and he's the gentleman who coined the micro lending, started the micro lending movement. So, and I'm doing a joint venture with him, and of course, first came the relationship, then came the joint venture. So I'm going to tell you at a later time about this. It'll take a lot longer. But no, you can Google him and you'll find out all about him. He was recently voted the ninth, in the entire world, the ninth most admired person on this planet today. He's in the top 10 most admired people on this planet right now. So my goal, or my belief, is that achieving success while serving others is the greatest achievement. So in the end, how may I serve you? I'm going to share with you one opportunity. All the principles that I've been sharing with you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to practice it, to leapfrog your business, leapfrog your career, should you choose to do it. And I'm also telling you this is not for everyone, meaning that if I have to sell you, then you're not ready. This is an invitation-only event, and go to the website internationalwinnercircle.com. Right here, as it says on the website, internationalwinnercircle.com. If I click on it, it'll take me to the website. And remember that special code, it'll come in handy. And when you go there, go to upcoming events, and you'll see the 9th annual Thought Leader Mastermind at Sea. Yes, this is my 9th year. Every year in December, the 3rd week, I take about 100 gurus, 100 thought leaders on a cruise. And this is where we do business. This is where we have fun. This is where we build relationships. And you click Learn More, and it'll take you to the page. And exactly the reason it says you and 99 others, select authors, speakers, business leaders, industry experts, and CEOs, is not because the cruise ship is limited to 100 people. It's because the seminar room that they gave us is limiting us to 100 people. Because the seminar room, I cannot accept more than 100 people. So if you want to hang around with this kind of people, and by the way, I was telling you about my mentor, Paul, hasn't been there for the last couple of years, but this year he's going to be there. So you'll get a chance to hear what he's been up to. He's been now consulting, prime ministers and of countries. And he moved out of the U.S. He's in the Caribbean island. He lives in one of the Caribbean islands, and he's going to be joining us with his wife. And so I want you to read everything you want to know about the Mastermind Cruise. Is right here. There's a personal note from me, and I mentioned it is an invitation-only event. And if you need reasons, go to the top 10 reasons. They'll tell you why you should attend. And if you want to know the itinerary, go the itinerary. And we start from Orlando, Port Canaveral, and then we go to the Bahamas, Nassau, and then we go to St. Thomas and St. Martin. And these are the destinations that we go to. On every tab you'll see, and then of course if you have questions you can contact us. And if you can go, every one of them has reserved today. So if you click, let me just show you what will happen. You click on register now, and you'll go over here. I'm just going to mute the thing. And right here it's showing you that if you want to go double occupancy, pricing for everything is per person on the cruise. It's double occupancy. That means 2 people in the room, you and your spouse. This is the only event that we not only allow, we encourage you to bring your spouse, your partner, your children, because this gives us a chance to build a relationship with you and your family. And in the land, we're so busy. It's rush, 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 rush. But I have seen deals that never happen on land happens at sea. Perhaps it's a mixture of the pina colada and the waves, something to do with it. But people let their hair down and they just have fun. And more we're having fun, the more business we're doing. I book my calendars for speaking, everything right there in one place. So let's say that you want to take you and your spouse, and you go there, and it shows you that for the boardwalk balcony, for the 2 of you, it's $14,994. It's a $9,997 for one person, and the spouse is half. So what you do is you will put Roger, your name in this box, Roger Salam, and then you put your date of birth. And if you have your spouse, then you put your spouse's name, let's say Julie, just last name, and the name that you put is exactly as it appears on your passport. So, and then you add to cart. Then right there is, you'll see over there is the price. Right here it says promo code. You put WINNER 50, winner 50, and hit apply, and watch what happens. 14,994 for the two of you becomes 7,497. That's it. You check out. And then voila. If you want to go by yourself, and then you go click on, you can solo in your own, or if you want to share a stateroom, you go, I want to share a stateroom, and then you put your name over here, just your name as it appears on your passport, and put your date of birth, and you add to cart, and that's from the previous, so this is it. So then you're put the promo code winner 50, and guess what? You apply. So if you just want to come by yourself, it's 499850, and check out, and just follow and check out, and then you'll get all the confirmation and everything else from there. That's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up for question and answer. Go ahead on the chat box. If you have any questions, please write it down. I'm going to be here as long as you want to, and I have questions, and I'm going to bring Marco also, the Senior VP of Business Development. Marco, are you there? You can probably...
Yes, I am watching.
Awesome, man.
Yes, I am, Roger.
Unmute yourself, and go ahead, guys. If you have any questions, feel free. All right, so I have a question. It says, oops. You really can't introduce me to billionaires. I really mean real billionaires. How can I contact you? You have a phone number so I can contact you. Yes, if you want to contact me, I'm going to give you, here's the number. Here's Marco's number. Marco is at 952-215-4640. That's the number you can contact Marco. And, oops, sorry. There is number for Marco. Oops. There you go. No, I didn't mean to do that. I want the last slide. There you go. And Marco is 952-215-4640. And if you want my number, it's 813-482-3814. And I travel a lot, speak almost every week, and sometimes it's hard for me. Text is better, but you'll get faster answer from Marco. Who else is coming? I just met another gentleman. He is a medical CEO of a medical company. He's a Silicon Valley executive. He built 6 companies. 3 of them he took from nothing to multi-billion-dollar public companies. 3 of them, and he's coming for the first time. And I met another gentleman who runs a $7 billion real estate fund, commercial real estate fund. He's going to be, I just met him in Salt Lake City. He's coming. So this is the caliber of people who are going to be there. So what else? Go ahead, guys. Answer any other questions you have. I'll be happy to answer. If you want to go to the website, you can go to the website directly right now. And one other thing also is that because of the limited seating, what you can do is, if you want to just reserve your seat, you can put $1,000. Marco can, there's no place over there, but Marco can, if you put $1,000 today, that'll hold your seat, and then we can create a payment plan, cash flow situation. So for as long as it's paid before the December 11th, it's fine with us. So, but key thing is we don't have this particular cruise ship This is for the first time we're taking the Oasis. It is the largest cruise ship in the world. Actually, technically it's the second largest because the Allure is 2 feet longer. I just found that out because I thought I claimed it's the largest cruise ship. Somebody corrected me, but it's by the same company. So it's one of the largest cruise ship. It has unbelievable entertainment and stuff. They built a Central Park in the middle of it. They built a boardwalk in the middle of it and replicated that. So you have unbelievable opportunity. So somebody asked me what? Yes, so the question was about can we do a payment plan? Yes. Well, normally don't, but because of the last minute rush, if you put $1,000, you can put a deposit today to hold your space, and the balance can be paid. Just work out with Marco. He'll give you a payment plan to pay it. What's the question? Can you bring children? Yes, especially if your children are teenagers, bring them. They have to be under 16. If they're over 16, then it's they're not children. They have to have their own place. But there are few rooms that we have that are for quads, 4 people. So if you bring 2 children, you can do it. And if you have more than 2, let us know. We can arrange that also. And by the way, the price for children, they asked, it's like $1,500. So we make it very, very inexpensive. Basically, just the cost of bringing them per person for doing it. It's very inexpensive to bring them for the entire, all-inclusive for the children. Any other question? Okay. All right. By the way, if feel free to call Marco. This is also if your particular situation, you want us to help you. Specifically, you have other questions that you want to ask him directly. There is his phone number. Text him, call him, 952-215-4640. And that's for the evening. And wherever you are, Marco is in Miami. So it's still East Coast. I'm in Miami. I'm in Tampa. I'm in East Coast. So there are people in West Coast. In LA, it's San Jose, Virginia Beach, all over the place. So please feel free to call Marco. And if you have any questions for me, you can also email Marco at thewinnercircleinc.com. Anything else you'd like to add, Marco?
I would, Roger, if that's okay.
Yeah, please. One more. Hold on 1 second. It's a great. Let me see that. Hold on. Convention of that magnitude. So somebody asked me that how is it possible, literally, that you can meet this kind of people? No, that's why I limit it to 100 people, because if it goes beyond 100, it becomes very, very difficult to create a personal the environment to meet personally. What was I going to say? That they're concerned that, hey, the truth of the matter is this: if you put good people together, good things will happen. They don't need me. They'll figure out, because that's who they are. But the magic happens when you create a process. Magic happens when you create the environment and put parameters and processes in the place. And that's what I've been doing for the last, it's my 9th year doing this. So once you do that, I take pride in creating the environment. That's why we go on these beautiful cruise ships, because the environment, we're in the middle of the sea, open air, unbelievable what happens. So it says zillionaire, aim high. You're just writing, but your help is of great assistance. Do you only have it once? Yes, I have it once a year on this magnitude. The other ones that I do throughout the year are smaller events, maybe 25 people event. We do 25 to 50 people in that range. But this is the biggest event that we do. People from other parts of the world also join from there. So go ahead, Marco. Please add. People are still writing. Please don't write those long things. Just ask me your question. If you have a longer question, feel free to call Marco. Go ahead. Marco?
Me, Roger?
Yes, yes.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to just tag on as an addendum to the how do we get people together once they're on board. And what's important for them to know is that those influencers, you out there on this call, become the influencers of ours in this particular trip this year. And we get bios. And we put those bios together in a very lovely presentation manual, and everything gets funneled through us. That means we get to know you very, very well. So we become the matchmakers, so to speak, to where we know exactly who you must be introduced to, because we know that those are the best people for you to leverage your own respective interests. However, it's not just us. There's many people that will be part of our group that will also know who you need to communicate with, because again, not one of us is as smart as all of us, and that really resonates with us at the Winner's Circle. It's become our mantra. It is a proverb, but it is our mantra. And if that helps you feel better about people taking care of you, not just because you've been enrolled, but also we go way out of our way to the ends of the earth to make sure that this becomes the most memorable and profitable in respect to the ROI aspects behind it that you've experienced in a long, long time, or the best time. So I just wanted to make sure I tagged on that one, Roger, so they know.
Thank you, very well. And besides what you just said, that besides that, we also, what we do is we do what's called speed dating. We do speed dating, speed networking, and in a very short period of time, as I said, this is not my first rodeo, so we have some processes in place. And at the end, I also have a little bit of a Zen philosophy about it, is that whoever is in front of you is the right person for that moment. Get to know that person. And that's why it's also invitation only, so that we bring the right people for you. And it's okay if you're starting out, but if you have bigger dreams, bigger goals, this is the place where you can accelerate your journey and towards your success. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am perfectly, I promised an hour, and I'm right about on the dot. And until next time, God bless, Godspeed, and see you on the cruise. Thank you, Marco.
You're welcome, Roger. Privileged to be on the call, and please reach out to me. We'd love to accommodate you.
All the best.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Good night from me.